Okay, we are live now. This is the seventh meeting of the communication coordination team. We left the last session with some conclusions. We can start from that, if you agree, Analia.
Okay.
About the developing of the click and go. That is a very powerful tool, and we just need. We said we need to understand how to use it, how to share it, and where to publish it. The website, or if it's just uh, an internal document, an internal tool, and then we had some debates about how to work on the coordination of the communication. That is the main issue about now in CivicWise. We want this meeting of the morning to be the more coordinating one of all the little teams that are building up about communication. So there is an internal, there is a magazine, and maybe there will be more. So we want this meeting of the morning to be the point where we all meet, just share what's going on, and then we go back to work. And then as you can see, earlier, we set up a new protocol for the meeting minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to improve the use of that. That is fundamental because, as you can see, there is we reserved a part in the beginning just to write down our reflection during the week between a meeting and another, just to put some issues to the debate or the meeting. So this is a protocol. This is a way that actually the project of Media Lab Prado is developing too. So we are relating with that team to experiment this specific document of the meeting minutes, and it seems to work because we have the conclusion, then we give ourselves a task to do, so it seems to work. So these are the basic conclusion we met last week. We can just build up a little agenda. I think we were talking about some things. We can write it down, and we can just have a fast chat, and then see what's going on. So I think in this week
we start using it at CivicWise meeting Paris last week.
Okay, good, very good. And how did it go?
No, yes, it was well. I think we had on the reflection parts. I think reflection is a bit repetitive between agenda and conclusions, and I think maybe for us, agenda, conclusions, and task was a bit mixed up, because normally something for the agenda was a task for someone to do it for next week. So we couldn't find a way to not superpose a bit the categories, but I think we will have to develop it better. And also, it's like agenda last week was similar to task for this new week.
Okay. Yeah. The fact is that we when we wrote it down, supposed to be done for the digital meeting, but we want to experiment also the physical, because it's like a way to start to have a way of work and attitude that can be useful. Of course, I try to use these schemes, this structure in digital meetings, in physical meetings too, like the association where I'm now and stuff. And it's a little different. I agree with you, because when you meet physically, you don't meet actually to have a section of conclusion and a section for task. I do agree with you. It's a little bit mixed up, but if we want to leave a trace, a memory, you know, the fact is that dividing a little bit the categories is helpful to leave a memory. And of course, this kind of meeting minutes, it's something that you can take live, but needs a little bit a previous work and a work after the meeting a little bit. That's why one thing that we didn't update, that we said last week, was that every meeting has someone who builds up the meeting, who prepares the agenda, and then takes the task to clean it up at the end of the meeting.
For me, that I wasn't follow the meetings, the virtual meetings. It's super practical to read the meeting minutes. I think for virtually for someone who hasn't been there, it works perfectly.
Yeah, that's the point. That's why we made this, because it's very easy to catch up the work. But of course,
yes,
it needs.
Maybe it's a bit long. I think should be even more shorter, or maybe I don't know. The reflections could be, or someone who read the meeting minutes could be able not to read the reflections, because as you said, there are the thoughts between the week.
Yeah.
So that will do it faster or quicker. I think.
Yeah, I think we need to give a little less importance to the reflection part, because it's a work in progress, and more importance to conclusion and task and the discussion of the meeting minutes. Actually, the most important thing are the conclusion and the task. Then the reflection and the meeting minutes is something that someone can read, but it doesn't have to be so important. So you can go fast. You have to figure out how to do it, but it's a good point. And tomorrow we have the meeting for internal communication, and we will start. We will work on it. What can we say? Okay, I put some points in the agenda, like the thing we were talking before, the drive backup, the communication, teamwork, task to looking to block account. Then what else? I don't know. We can just update and let's see what comes up. Okay, about the drive backup. Okay, it's a point. We saw that we have some problems with the drive, and we in the internal communication group, we are working on it, and we saw that the problem depends very much in how did you get access to the drive folder. If you will get access by an invitation or by a link, because it seems to be the problem, because people who had access from the links and keeps going to the drive through the link, I don't know why it seems to be generating the double folder, double files, generating copies. So, or actually, for example, last week Nasia had a problem because she couldn't access into some documents. And then I sent her an invitation to the folder, and then all the problems were solved. So I think that is the problem. Anyway, we started a debate with that in the channel of Slack Tech, and then I'm trying to share some things, and then Alfonso and Nicola started a discussion. Well, Alfonso started a discussion in uh, in this course where he's updating us, and I'm sharing the link in the meeting minutes. There we go. Okay, and so he's proposing some solution like another host or and so we are working at it. We have to solve it, and actually I'm not so technical about it, but I don't know. We are on it. I think this is a good point. We're starting to approach it.
Internal, when is the hangout exactly?
The hangout is tomorrow at 2 p.m. And we
So
actually
I never will be there.
we can change it if you want to be there. If you want to start participating, we can change the date. And but this week we will keep this day because we said it in the newsletter. So, but if you want to propose another moment or stuff, and you want to participate, we can change the date or the hour, the time. It's not a problem.
I had com external at
No, there is not a channel for internal. We didn't do the channel
okay.
for in Slack.
Okay.
There is a folder in it's
yes, I've seen it.
Internal,
I've seen,
and we have some meeting minutes there, so you can take a look. And we have the newsletters there, and click and go.
no, I don't want to change the hangouts for me because I think they are working good. I will participate in which I can, so I think will be more productive. Sometimes maybe change the schedule if it's necessary. But I'm really interested in working in com because I think it's the key right now. Communication between us and let people know what is CivicWise and how does it work. Obviously, that part implies a reflection about which is public or which is not. How will be the access to our information? Just being open, but not being weak. In the sense of sharing our tools. And I am really interested in, I don't know exactly if it's a magazine, but what we thought about Carlota about sharing productions, like doing it public, for example, the experience of the schools that we are doing, Pascual, Carlota, and I, that now we are really producing information that I think will be oriented to CivicWise developing. So this kind of information would be nice to be able for the rest of the community to see it and to get the opinion on, also like help. I don't know. I would love someone who, to be able to read my work, for example, or if I have something to consult. I will have the problem that would be in French, so not everybody could help me, but a big part of the community. But I think in terms of producing more knowledge, that will help the, the functioning of CivicWise.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's very, very good. Yeah, I think we can, I think the aim of the Hangouts is to build up teams. So if someone wants to join a team, there are many ways, more than Hangouts. Of course, we can change the date of the Hangouts and the time if somebody wants to work, but we build up this protocol of the meeting minutes because you can contribute also if you can't be in the Hangout, for example, because writing things in reflection in the chapter of reflection, for example. This is why we put this part because you, if you can't be in the Hangout but you have an idea, you can explain it there or a proposal, and now we can talk about it, and maybe we can then, if you need us to be present in an hangout, but we move ideas and we move work anyway. So if participate in the meeting minutes of the internal if you want and if you have ideas, and this is we found out that this kind of document can help us also in this involving people or with because sometimes seems that if you are not in the hangout you can't work on a topic or some on a project. It's not true. We can have tools that help us also to go beyond the the limits that everyone has. It's the problem because we can't be everywhere and every time, no?
Yes, I think will be cool if I'm here like Monday morning also, because I'm here in Paris. I know that Nicolas is always here, but just to help in the communication part, like to be connected, and also it's like getting a bit of a big panorama of what's going on, and being in the specific chats and minutes for the particular discussions, internal or external.
Yeah, it's a
Would be
big contribution.
a good.
It's a very big contribution.
So about
Because
today, we had the problem in this course that of we were saying about the folders that Alfonso proposed.
Alfonso is proposing something about the backup. Um, Actually, it's about. I'm writing down on the.
I'm reading what he has written.
Yeah, because it's not about the thing of the double folder, actually, the discussion, but I think it's related also, no? Because we saw the necessity of a backup, starting from the problem that there are folders that doubles, and we are not sure about how the work will be safe. So we are solving both. We actually are discussing it more in the internal group, and we didn't find a solution. Actually, we are figuring out that thing I said before. That maybe the problem is in how did you get access to the drive. So we are monitoring it. So I'm trying to write to the people who doubles the folder what's going on, and they actually are answering me just to figure out the problem. because actually it seems like that uh, when you look in some folder, your profile doubles the folder, and we don't know why. That's the problem. We are trying to figure out. I don't know. I think we are on a good way, but we don't have a solution yet. That's the problem.
Okay.
About the backup, I think we can do that now and take a decision about that and how to do a backup. And if we want to move the documents to another safer server. I don't know what's. I read the the post on this course now, and actually my problem is that I don't understand very much. But I think I see that there is a possible solution about a storage in a blockchain, in a storage based on blockchain protocol that can be interesting. I think we have to understand how it works because blockchain allows us to have many copies. So if one gets compromised, we can always have another one. This could be a solution, but we need to talk with someone who has a little expertise on that because I don't. So I can't suggest anything about this.
Fran, I have a question about governance. I
Yeah.
thought hearing we were doing the hangouts on Wednesday. Is it possible?
Well, let's see. The channel of governance.
Because
Um,
what we were speaking in
about
the
having it
Ask
last week, no?
Paris, we have like a Wednesday night to get our meetings. So we spoke in our last meeting to propose a different day. Just one of us would be there.
Yeah, here seems to be Wednesday this week, but
Okay,
we can make
maybe
a call
it's
now, no? We can write down
okay. I'm not in the
uh,
channel. I'm getting
governance.
in.
I can invite you,
Okay.
or you're getting me.
Governance. Okay, I will write it.
So we can make a call here and ask
Yes.
to the others if you want to come. It seems to be this Wednesday, and but we can go to the second point of the agenda, and I want to update you and everybody about something that is
Mm-hmm.
important. In the last general hangout of local camp and Civic Factory, we saw that now communication is the biggest issue of CivicWise, as you said before. So local camp will be very focused to close all this work we are doing about communication. So all the work we are doing now, it, it actually will have a physical conclusion during local camp and maybe later. Because we said, okay, we need to understand how to manage all the work we are doing through the community because we are wasting a lot of energy because Canaria makes a presentation of CivicWise, Milan makes a presentation of CivicWise, Curitiba is doing a presentation of CivicWise, everybody is doing a big effort, but we don't start from a common base. So this is an example. So and the same thing is for protocols. We agree on the values, on the principles of the community, but when it's time to work, we just do it in a way that if we have it organized, we could waste lot of time less and a lot of effort less. So we said that main work in local camp will be about these issues, as in the previous was about governance. Now will be more on communication and tools. That means protocols, the platform itself and stuff. And then we of course will have all the projects, all the work line we are developing. But without this work of common base about how to develop the work and how to communicate what we are doing, and how to communicate within all the circles and all the teams, because this is the main problem. Not as we have a problem about external communication, we have a big issue within ourselves, within our single workers circles. We don't know how to communicate to other cycles in order to give them the tools we developed and to make empowerment, okay, within the community. So this will be the biggest thing we will work, because without this, the work line and the projects will not be running very much, will not be sustained. So we saw these things. So I think now local camp has a clear identity, and it's very good. And also the work we are doing now, it's as a goal. That means to get there with a structure of the work, go to local camp, work on it all together. And the idea is that because the festival will be longer, we can have also time there will be a team staying there who has the possibility to write down and to conclude and give a physical form to all the thing we did in local camp, because we don't have the time in local camp to debate and also produce too much. But the idea,
Fran,
tell me.
continue, and then I ask you.
No, then I was closing. The idea is that in local camp we debate what we done before and what are the jobs all together, because we are physical, but also we have to take advantage of the fact that when we are together, we work a lot more. So if we get to a point with a protocol, I'm doing an example, we will build up a work table about, okay, for example, me and you, Analia, we say, okay, we build up the protocol today. So we done, in 1 hour, we build it up, okay? But we are also conscious that this work can be very, very heavy, so we can do it all in the local camp. So we said maybe later, like at the end of November and the beginning of December, as we will have a team there staying in the Civic Factory, we will work on it, because this is important, because in January we'll start all the courses of the academy, and this means a lot of people entering in the platform, because now the academy is inside CivicWise. We won't have other Slack, another discourse, another Drive. We want to integrate everything in CivicWise. So, but we need to be ready. That's the point.
Mm-hmm. Thinking about that, the brochure of the camp, for example, that it's a compilation of all the projects of CivicWise. It's being edited, because maybe it could be a good point of the part for the protocol. I'm thinking loud, I don't know. And maybe we should think it's not the same projects that they are they are end up, and projects that will be set up. Maybe that would be like a difference thinking about protocol also. Because in Canary Island, for example, we profit our space to do a bit of diffusion of our work, but as we didn't have the resource for printing all our work, we had a projector, so we project videos and all that was audiovisual material. And also we compile images for projects, but we've done it in a really informal way. And for example, I don't know, if we had the brochure of the camp or some material that would be ready to be communicated for getting know people about what we are doing it, I think that will be really important, like in one way to communicate between us, and then to make a public our work to the people who's not informed about what is CivicWise.
Yeah, I think we saw it in the last meeting, the work you did in Canarias. It's an important base, and will be actually, I think, the base where we start because it's more advanced. We have the fact now is that we don't have the very developed the tools about to make available to all the community what is done by a circle, like what you've done in Canaria. Now it's not available to everybody. It's not a problem of the Circle of Canary, it's a problem of everybody because we don't have a protocol, we don't have a tool developed in how this that I do contributes to everybody.
Totally.
This is the issue of local camp. We will focus on this. We are doing a previous work, very important, so it's important that we keep working on these issues now, in these 4 weeks, to get there with something to work on. And we will start. So I think it's nice because now we have an identity for a local camp. Like the previous one was to build up the community, the governance mainly. Now is to build up the communication and the platform. So it's interesting.
Yes,
And of course, we understood that now Canarias seems to be the most advanced circle who has produced a lot about this. And this is my personal opinion, maybe more than Valencia, also because Valencia is very focused on the project itself. So the project, and it's good this, because the project is very local. So it's important, they are very focused on building the network there to sustain the project. So this is very important. As Canaria was more a communication project about spread the CivicWise idea, or was the work you've done is more about this, So this is good because we find a way to integrate everything. We will rock.
I think it was really informal because we thought, well, we have, okay, a projector, so we're going to project, okay, which is the material that we could project. But was a good point of departure because now we could think about the protocol, like preparing all audiovisual material for one side, and then maybe printing. I don't know, printing a brochure, doing like an informal publication just to be there available to people who come there to see. I don't know, could be like some proposal about diffusion. like we done it informal, but we could start a protocol about that experience for the camp. I think would be something nice to discuss. Personally, I have to go, but I will be meeting you on the hangout of the camp on Thursday.
Yeah, I have to go too, so we can close the live and we can give to everybody the appointment for next Monday in this session,
Okay.
Monday morning. And okay, so we will catch up